Hello and welcome to another Albion Online Dev Talk. The next major content update for Albion Online will focus on open world improvements, and it will be called Lands Awakened. It's scheduled to release in the second half of November after the currently running energy search season concludes. In this video, I want to introduce some of the changes you can look forward to in the Lands Awakened update. As those of you who follow us closely know, our goal is to bring back open world gameplay for Albion Online, to get players back into the open world and into spontaneous, small to mid-scale PvE and PvP activities. We want to get as many of you as possible roaming the open world, looking for fame, valuable treasure, and into exciting open world PvP. This is a major undertaking, as it means we have to revisit all of the content that makes up the world of Albion Online. I've invited the art team to show you some of the visual improvements you can look forward to.
In the next content update, players will see a dramatic improvement to the visual quality and diversity in Albion's biomes. Albion has 15 separate biomes and sub-biomes, which range from lush green forests to burning hot steppes to snow-covered mountains. We have reworked all of these in order to increase the visual diversity in Albion's game world, to make each biome and sub-biome more unique and to increase the enjoyment of traveling through the open world of Albion Online. For example, our main theme for the forest biome was its density of life. Full of vegetation and trees, the forest in the blue safe zone starts with a fresh and lush look. In the more dangerous yellow, red, and lower and black zones, big trees come more into focus and the environment becomes more overgrown and wild, corresponding with the danger you can expect there. With cooler colors and white trees, the ancient forest in the higher tier black zone is a truly magical place, featuring the most valuable resources. The main elements for our swamps were water and humidity. The safer zones show flooded meadows or marshlands with green vegetation, but the dense fog and large puddles already hint at a muddy and creepy look, which takes over in the mid-tier zones. In the higher tier black zones, everything is even more flooded and covered in mud, where only the tips of grass, trees, and rocks are showing their magical colors. The steppe biome starts with a calm and soft savanna look, warm but still with green grass. A friendly environment for a large animal variety. In the mid-tier zones, it gets hotter. The grass is golden, the sun is stronger, everything kind of glows. The high-tier zones finally show the heat the strongest. Life and death next to each other, mighty animals living in that deadly heat, and white bones on red sand. On the exact opposite visual spectrum, we have Albion's mountains, shaped by ice, snow, and cold temperatures. While some of the vegetation is still green there, especially in the sunny winterlands of the low-tier mountains, the leaves turn into a cold blue when you get to the mid-tier zones, even if some warmth of the sun still reflects on the rocks. In the coldest high-tier mountain regions, everything is frozen and blue like ice. Finally, we have the highlands biome, with its soft hills and scattered rocks shaped by wind and water. It is a colorful biome full of flowers with green grass and warm rocks in the lower tier regions. In the mid-tier, the rock becomes more cool and the colorful meadows grow stronger. In the high-tier zones, similar to the forest, everything becomes kind of mythical. Having the chance to revisit the looks and feel of Albion's biomes was a great experience and a lot of fun. It really brought a breath of fresh air into the world of Albion, especially in the mid and high tier regions.
Beyond improving the look of the game world, we also wanted to improve the way the open world plays. We always felt that the maps first built during the beta phase felt too cluttered and generic. So we challenged ourselves to completely rework all of the open world regions of Albion Online. I've invited the level design team to tell you about the improvements you can expect on the map layouts.
One of our goals was to make navigation through the world more intuitive and more enjoyable, while allowing players with different playstyles, such as ganking, gathering, CVC, small scale, to use the layout and the knowledge of the map to their advantage. We focus on improving the clarity of the maps, reducing random cluttering elements, and finding memorable environmental themes for each biome, which would be fast to read and easy to learn. Each map layout is designed to include strategic choke points, wider and narrower areas, all supporting the natural feeling of the biome. We developed different landscape styles, using different elements to structure each biome. Our mountain biome maps, for example, always feel like you're on the mountainside, with the rocky terrain dropping steeply in one direction and rising towards the other. If there are rivers, there are also waterfalls, as the water makes its way down the mountain. The swamps, on the other hand, are very flat. Maps are defined by a nestled network of slow-flowing rivers, which can only be crossed at fords and bridges. The steppes feature wide open plains, but are structured with elevated plateaus, deep canyons, and sometimes even a river, all expanding over the length of the map. The highlands tend towards a combination of gentle, rolling hills with some harsh cliffs, lakes and rivers to define the terrain, with large rocks breaking up the landscape. The forest finally consists of a variety of different landscapes, including valleys, hills, and meandering riverlands, all overgrown by massive ancient forest. The new map layouts make traveling the world and understanding the world easier and more rewarding, as each map layout brings something new to discover and something to strategize about.
As you can see, we really went all out when reworking the world, and we literally left no stone unturned. In fact, some of you may be asking yourself, what will happen with the hideouts when this update releases and the whole world changes? Well, I'm happy to say that we found a way to safely reposition any existing hideouts to the closest valid location. In addition, you will have the opportunity to move your hideouts to a different location in the same region once and for a short time before the start of the next season. We're very excited about these massive changes coming to Albion Online and are really looking forward to hearing your feedback on these improvements. I hope you tune in next time when we reveal more exciting changes coming to Albion Online with the Lands Awakened update, including new music, major improvements to open world rewards, and new features for open world PvE and PvP.